What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to Daily Boosters. And as promised, I was going to go through the Zendikar deck yesterday, and I sleeved up the deck, added some cards from the booster packs, and I'm just going to do a little deck tech of the Landfall deck from the Battle for Zendikar intro pack that I got. We opened that up yesterday. The cards at the bottom are cards that I added from the booster packs, and these are just cards from the regular deck. Sorry if you hear the wind outside of the window. It's howling. I don't know, it's just crazy wind. It's just nonstop today. But I have everything sectioned off. Not sectioned off, but in order of 1 drop, 2 drop, 3 drop, all the way up to my last card. So obviously, again, this is the landfall deck, so most of these creatures have landfall. So for the 1-drop creatures, starting with a Scythe Leopard, then a Lava Step Raider, and then right to the 2-drops. We got a McKindy Side Runner, I believe that's how you say it. The Oran Reef Invoker, I believe is how you say it. I only have one of them. I took the other one out just because you need 8 mana to give it +5/+5, so not really going to have 8 mana a lot, even though this deck does get a lot of lands really quickly, it seems. I can't wait to try it out at my friend's house. Next 2-drop is the Rot Shambler. It's pretty good. Whenever another creature you control dies, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Another 2-drop, Snapping Gnarlid. I think there's 2 of those. And then on to the 3-drops, the Tunneling Geopede, I believe is how you say it. Took one of them out. There was 2 in the deck. Valakut Invoker, another 3-drop. Took one of them out. Valakut Predator, another 3-drop. And then the only multicolored creature we got in the deck is the Grove Rumbler. So we're playing that. That's the first 4-drop. I took one of these worms out because, why do you need 2 of them? Does nothing. It's a 4/3 for a 4 mana drop. Another 4-drop Human Warrior. Marasa Ranger. If I ever say any of these names wrong, please let me know in the comments. You can see most of these cards have landfall, so that's another 4-drop. On to the 5-drops. There's 2 of these, I believe. Territorial Bluth. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, he gets +2/+2 until end of turn. So he is a 6-drop, or I'm sorry, a 5-drop, and he can essentially become a 6/6. 2 of those. And then obviously the rare, which is the 6-drop, 5/5 trample. See what it does there. Put him back on top. As for the creatures that I added from the booster packs, we're going to add a Jotty Offshoot, which is just a defender, but it basically is going to help us gain life whenever we put a land on the battlefield for 1 mana. I did decide to add this Eldrazi Drone, even though we don't have any colorless spells in the deck. He's basically going to be a defender for us with a 1/4 on the board for 2. And then my favorite card from the booster packs, the Plated Crusher. He is a 7-drop trample hexproof beast, but he's going to be our biggest creature most of the time if we can get him out on the board. So we're adding that too. As for the sorceries that came in the deck, there was no 1-drop, so we're just going to start right with the 2-drops. Shore Strike, seen it in a lot of sets. Target creature gets +3/+0 and gains first strike until end of turn. Then we have 2 of these. Sylvan Scryan. Search your library for a land card, reveal it, put it into your hand, shuffle your library. A lot of these sorceries and instants are going to get us lands from our library. So there's 2 of those. The next 2 drops, Swell of Growth. Target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. You may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. So that's pretty good instant. So you can play 2 lands that turn. Next 2-drop is the Seek the Wilds. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature or land card from among them. Put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom in any order. I believe there's 2 of those. Then we're on to the 3-drops. Retreat of Kazandu. It's a 3-drop. Whenever a land enters the battlefield, you can choose one ability. Either gain life or put a counter on a creature. So it's a good way to beef up our creatures whenever we play a land, or to gain life if we need to. Next 3-drop, Natural Connection. Search your library for a basic land, put it onto the battlefield tapped, and then search your library, so another card that's going to allow us to play 2 lands on 1 turn, if we can. Next 3-drop is just like the green card, Retreat to Valakut for 3 mana. Whenever land enters, you choose one of these abilities, so a good way to beef up a creature for an attack, or choose a creature your opponent controls and get an attack through, because obviously if they only have 1 or 2 creatures out, one of them can't block for that turn, you're going to get some damage through. Then we have a 4-drop, which is just a sorcery, Reclaim and Vines, destroy target artifact, enchantment, or land. So pretty good takeaway card. And then there was only one 4-drop, then we have a 5-drop. Stone Fury, he deals damage to target creature equal to the number of lands you control, so that could be a really good card later in the game to get one of our opponent's bigger creatures off of the board. Then the second rare that came in the pack, 6-drop, Nisa's Renewal. Search your library for up to 3 basic lands, put them onto the battlefield tap, shuffle your library, gain 7 life. So if we play this basically at this point of the game for 6 mana, we're probably not looking for that much more lands, but 7 life is really good to add if we need it. Then we did keep the X mana 2 mountain sorcery, Rolling Thunder, deals X damage divided as you choose among any number of target creatures and or players. So that could be good if we have a lot of mana on the board. I'll put that at the bottom. As for the sorceries from the booster packs and instants that we added, there's only 3 of them. I believe they're all 2-drops. We have Earthen Arms, put 2 +1/+1 counters on target permanent, but also has Awaken 4 for 7 mana. So you still get the 2 +1/+1 counters, but you can also make a land. You control a 4/4 elemental creature with haste, and I believe it stays a creature. It's not just till end of turn. So that's pretty good. Now, as you can tell, the deck does not have flying, so I'm just working with the cards I got. This was the only card in the booster pack that could help us with Flying Plummet for 2-drop, destroy target creature with flying. So hopefully this will come in handy and keep us alive if our opponent has flying. And then the other sorcery we're adding is Boiling Earth. Just a early game damage, I should say, for your opponent's creatures. It's only 2-drop. It deals 1 damage to each creature your opponent controls. But I'm basically keeping it in the deck for the Awaken 4. Again, we can make another land. We control a 4/4 elemental creature with haste. So that is the creatures, sorceries, and instants that we're going to be playing. As for the lands, there's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mountains. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 forests, but we also have 2 fertile thickets. They enter the battlefield tapped. And when it enters the battlefield, you may look at the top 5 cards of your library. If you do, reveal up to 1 basic land from among them. Put that card on top of your library and the rest on the bottom. So basically, it's getting you another land whenever you play it. So we're going to play 2 of those. Not another land that turn, but on your next draw, you'll get another land. And then we have a Blighted Woodland, add 1 colorless, and then it also has a tap ability for 4 mana. You sacrifice it, search your library for up to 2 basic land cards, put them onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle your library. And then 1, 2, 3 Evolving Wilds to help us get land if we need it. So that is the deck tech. Hope you guys enjoyed. I am going to try this deck out maybe later today, and I can let you guys know how it does. Maybe I'll fiddle with it after trying it out, get some more booster packs, see what we can add to it. There you go. Leave the video a like if you enjoyed. Please subscribe if you would like, and be sure to check out tomorrow's video where we get back to opening 1 booster pack a day, Monday through Friday. And then next weekend, be some larger product openings. Until then, peace.